Welcome to the Life Leadership Podcast with myself, Leila Singh, all things coaching, career and personal branding. This podcast is for ambitious career professionals like you, wanting to create a life of choice and freedom, to be, do and have more through overcoming limitations, to develop new perspectives and insights, and to redefine your success, be that in work, health, relationships, and so much more. Topic today, stop waiting and take control of your job search. The question I have for you is, are you tired of being stuck in the same job with no progress? Or maybe you're feeling like you've done everything right, but you're still not getting noticed. Or perhaps you've been in the job search market for a while now and you've posted out loads and loads of applications, even hundreds, and you're hearing nothing. Today, I want to talk to you about something crucial, and that is how we stand out in a competitive job market. The question that many people are asking at the moment, and I've had conversations with people where they're saying, is it time to give up the job search? So my question to you today is it time to give up your job search, or are we simply looking at things the wrong way? Why do I say this? Because we are living in an age where both new graduates and experienced professionals are flooding the market. Technology is rapidly evolving and expectations from hiring managers are higher than ever. So sometimes it can feel like the odds are stacked against us. And here's the thing, there is a new reality in the job market. For example, there's increased competition. Because with more graduates entering the job market, coupled with evolving skills requirements, the job market is more competitive than ever. Traditional methods of job searching, so apply, wait, repeat, are becoming less effective. And it's really important to recognize this now and look at how you can change your approach so that you can get noticed, you can get invited in for those conversations to start the ball rolling. Another thing that's changed, the new reality for us, is the evolving technology and potential skills gaps, because it's not just about the experience anymore, it's about technology that's reshaping roles. And with that comes the need for us to continuously evolve, to learn and to adopt new skills. Not only that, but also in the way that you approach your job search. And yet many people assume that their years of experience alone will open those doors. No, it's not the case. And then finally, hiring manager expectations, because hiring managers are looking for candidates who can bring a blend of the extensive knowledge, the skills, the experience, and fresh, innovative perspectives. Not only that, attitude is key. This is something I talk about often. It's not only about the qualifications and the experience and skills, it is about attitude. Why? Because anybody can learn new skills. Remember as well, standing out requires more than just being good at your job. It requires positioning yourself strategically. And that's what we're here to look at today. But before we do, a couple of fatal mistakes that people are making right now when it comes to their job search. First of all, the blame game, something I really don't like to see. And I always advocate for looking at how can we approach this differently? What is in our control? Because I've had countless conversations over the last few months with people who are ready to give up. They're blaming all the external factors, as I call them. In other words, the things that we have no control over. For example, the recruiters, the hiring managers, the economy, and so on. And this mindset is what I call the excuse trap. It keeps us stuck. It keeps us focused on everything that's outside of our control. But here's the thing, there is so much that is within our control, and we're going to look at that shortly. The other thing in terms of mistakes or fatal mistakes that people make is the passive approach myth. Many people still believe that keeping your head down and working really hard, that approach will get you the recognition and the rewards. In other words, this will just naturally follow. But here's the thing, that really is no longer the case. In fact, my TEDx talk that I delivered almost 5 years ago now talks specifically about this, that hard work alone is no longer enough to get you to where you want to be. And here's the thing, that hard work will not get you noticed anymore. It's not enough. You've got to do something different to be able to stand out. That myth is an outdated model in today's working landscape that is now evolving. It's so competitive. And of course, we have the technology that comes with that. And having you wanting to stand out from that sea of sameness. So what does that mean? Well, number one, it means shifting to a growth mindset. In other words, you want to challenge the norm. The real challenge here is how we perceive ourselves and our career paths. In other words, it is time to adopt that growth mindset, an openness to new possibilities, curiosity, for example, to explore new opportunities, and a willingness to engage with others in a way that makes you memorable. And also, taking ownership is important when it comes to embracing that growth mindset. Ask yourself, what do you really want? Are you clear on your goals? And if not, how can you position yourself to stand out? We need to shift from making assumptions, from presuming, to actively creating opportunities. Why do I say this? Because so often, as I said, recently I've had conversations where people are presuming what people will do, what they will think, what they will feel, what they will say about those individuals' applications, about their experience, about them personally. We cannot second guess what people are doing, thinking, saying, and feeling. So what we can do is we can influence how we are perceived and how we can get in front of the right people. In other words, the job market is no longer a waiting game. It is a strategic game. So, of course, I'm sure you're thinking, well, what can I do here to influence my opportunities and create the possibility to step into a role that I really want? Number one is raise your profile. So first, let's talk about raising your head above the parapet. This means showing up. This means being seen and being remembered for the right reasons. In other words, engage with your network. That is my invitation to you. Contribute value, not only to your immediate team or peer group, to your managers, but also to people outside of your team, outside of your organization. On LinkedIn, for example, share some of your expertise, your knowledge, experiences that can help other people. And don't wait to be found. Show up so that you're appearing in front of other people. And I'm talking both online and offline and in person. So making that effort to show up to, for example, networking events, relevant conferences, or just reaching out and reconnecting with former colleagues and meeting up for a coffee and a chat, find out what's going on in the industry, what are they experiencing. It's all about building those relationships. Number two is focus on personal branding, something you know, if you follow me for a while, you'll know I talk about this a lot. How are you being perceived? What is your professional reputation? And by the way, this isn't about your online presence and the number of followers you have. For me, when I talk personal branding, I'm talking about how you show up in person. So how are you being perceived by the people around you, people that work with you, know you? And what is the reputation that you have? How do people see you? So crafting your personal brand is crucial, and ensuring it is one that aligns with your expertise and, more importantly, your unique qualities. You want to be deliberate about how you show up, particularly offline, particularly in person, and also paying attention to how you're showing up online for those recruiters, those hiring managers, those AI bots that are searching for potential candidates. And number three is expand your network and collaborate. In other words, engage with others, be curious, be open. I always say one conversation can change your life. One conversation can also change your career trajectory. So reach out, speak to people. Networking is more than just building up a collection of contacts or followers on your, for example, your LinkedIn profile. It's about cultivating and nurturing relationships, sharing insights, supporting others, asking them, how can I help you? How can I support you? And creating that mutual value. Opportunities often come from conversations, not from applications. Remember that one. So the question for you to consider today is this: is it time to give up? No, it's time to get strategic. So my invitation to you, if this is something you are guilty of, is to stop blaming external factors and factors that are outside of your control and start taking back control of your career, influencing it. Focus on what you can influence: your mindset, your actions, and your ability to stand out in that sea of sameness. And remember, we get what we focus on. So if you are clear about where you want to be, what you stand for, what you want to be known for, take action and consistently show up as your best self, you will create the opportunities that you deserve. Now is not the time to settle. Now is the time to step up. And that is my invitation to you today. That is your call to action. So if you are ready to make that shift, connect with me. Reach out. Let's talk about how you can raise your profile, access your hidden potential, and accelerate your career growth. I have a wealth of content online across LinkedIn, YouTube, my podcast, my newsletter, and so much more, all available for you to take in and to implement. So if you're really struggling, if you're stuck, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation and I can point you in the right direction. And if coaching is something that you're open to and you're considering, we can have that conversation too. So thank you for joining me today. As I said, any questions you have on this, pop them in the comments below. And as always, thank you for joining. And until next week, remember to harness your potential, elevate your performance, and commit to achieving greater personal growth by showing up as the best version of you. Take care, have a great rest of the week, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already done so. And if you enjoyed and gained value from today's episode, then do please leave a review telling us your key learnings and what you enjoyed the most. And do please share this podcast with your friends and colleagues so we can spread the word on life leadership, creating a life of choice, freedom, and new possibilities. Connect with me directly on LinkedIn, and if you would like to learn more about how we can work together, either DM me on LinkedIn or email me. All details and resources can be found in the show notes.